What's up, YouTube? It is I, Ray12, and look, I know it's been like 6 months, and this is probably not the video you were expecting me to come back to if you're expecting me to come back at all. But I just felt like making a video today. What I'm gonna do today is tell you guys how much anticipation or how excited I am for every single match coming up, whether that's from the build or how good of a match I think they're going to perform, just everything like it, putting all the components together to what I think is going to be my most anticipated match of this year. So let's get started. So let's look at our tiers here. I made these. The ones, bottom tier is I don't care. This match could be off the card and I wouldn't mind. We have below average excitement. It's like a little bit there. It's like a hint there. It's just not as much as I would be. As average excitement is our middle ground. These are the matches that I do want to see. I'm excited for, but just it's like a mundane average excitement for it. And then a step above that, we have super excited. These are matches I am absolutely ecstatic to see. Can't wait to see them on the grandest stage of them all. And then we have I need it now. I need it now. That I cannot wait any longer for this match to happen because I know it's going to be insane. So, let's get started. First match, we got Stephanie Valkyrie versus Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship. And this build has been bland and basic like white bread, but you know what? White bread be good. We like white bread around here. White bread builds are just not even that bad. And this one actually, I think I'm discrediting it. It's not white bread. It's like a good like croissant. You know what I mean? Like it's good, and I do like it. It's quite tasty. What am I trying to say here? I'm trying to say that the build has been simplistic, but that's good. It was good. They've had good fights, good segments, and honestly, the in-ring is going to be really good. So I would say I'm super excited for this match. I'm excited to see if it's like unpredictable almost, I feel like. Stephanie Valkyrie, new champion, they could have her retained to continue to build her name and everything. Or do you go back to a Liv Morgan who's never had a WrestleMania moment and has been, honestly, ever since she lost the world title, she's been deserving another shot at it, or at least another run with it, because I think she is really talented. So I'm interested to see who wins, because honestly, I can't really predict it that much. And we are starting with a not so good one. So if you know me, you know I'm into Carmelo Hayes, baby. He has, ever since he had that match against Cody Rhodes in April after WrestleMania 40, I saw Carmelo Hayes for the first time, and I was like, dude, this guy is sick. And I've been waiting for him to have his mid-card championship, his mid-card moment, just, his moment in WWE. And it happened at the late end of last year when he won the U.S. Championship and carried SmackDown for 4 months and had amazing fights and everything. And then you thought that he was going to be the one carrying the title in WrestleMania, and then they give it to Sami Zayn. Which nobody's happy about. If you've watched SmackDown, everybody was bashing him because we all hate Sami Zayn. We hate Triple H. We hate Sami Zayn. And for really good reason. Maybe not as a person we don't hate him, but as his wrestler, his character right now, he's actually unbearable, and we all want to see Trick win. I think they could have done an easy Sami Trick Mello with Mello as the U.S. champ if they wanted to. Like, there's just no reason Sami Zayn needs to have the U.S. belt. Like, Trick and Sami did not need to be for a belt. But anyways, I am still excited for this one because I want to see Sami Zayn lose so bad. I'm excited for Sami Zayn to get his ass handed to him by Trick. Whoop that Trick! Whoop that Trick! It better happen, baby. Oh, and we are not getting much better with this one. You know what? Before last episode of SmackDown, by the way, this is being recorded April 10th, the day of the SmackDown airing right now. So I'm referring to the April 3rd edition of SmackDown. Before that, this honestly only had an average build because I feel like they're just doing it really wrong. Like, you could tell this story between Randy and Cody, 20 years history, teacher, student, whatever you want to do. I brought you into the business, two royal families, whatever story you want to go with. But they really haven't given it to us. Like, they haven't gave us that at all. The best part of this was Randy's heel turn, and then we thought it was all going to pick up. But they haven't even had a conversation with each other. I get you want them to have brawls, but can they please have one segment between the two talking about this history that gets briefly mentioned? So it was only like average excitement, honestly. Well, actually, the build isn't good, but I know the match is really good. So I would put like super excited, but the April 3rd edition of SmackDown has changed that. Pat McAfee behind the phone is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of in the past 3 years of wrestling. Not even kidding. I think it's the dumb thing. I've had a week to calm down, but it still pisses me off of how this is such like this is the worst decision they could have gone with. It could have been on the like, oh, Pat McAfee's on the phone and he's telling Randy to do all these evil things. Yeah, Pat McAfee, dude, him, the guy in commentary who yeets with Jey Uso. That's the big and bad of the storyline. Like it's ridiculous. Paul Levesque and TKO. I don't know what that's all about. There's like reports about how TKO did that without the creative team having a say in it, so it was really TKO's. I'm not sure what it is, but whoever did this needs to be fired, man, from ever touching pro wrestling again, because this is the worst decision I've ever seen. And now Pat McAfee getting on the mic and saying, "Oh, wrestling sucks. It's not as good as when I watched it." That's an okay thing to say, but it's the wrong place and wrong person. Wrong place because that shouldn't be the story of this feud. The story of this feud should be like what I was saying, the history they have with each other, not Randy is going to make pro wrestling great again. That's not, like, what is this Donald Trump bullshit? It's not what we should be doing. It's ridiculous. And then Pat McAfee saying it, it's like, you are the problem, Pat, so I don't know why you're talking about this. Anyways, it's still going to be a really good match, but it's moved down to a below average excitement now. It's on the teetering of I don't care. It's teetering there, but I won't do that to it because the in-ring will probably be there, but then I have to think about, we're going to have to hear Pat McAfee's theme where he's like, whoa, like we're at to hear that with Randy's entrance, and I'm not looking forward to it. All right, now we have a match between a wrestler who I really don't like, that being the AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch for the women's IC title. I honestly, their match at Elimination Chamber was good, but I genuinely don't like AJ Lee. And I think that's a hot take because I think she's really popular right now. If you watch wrestling and people are like, "I'm a AJ Lee. I don't see it. I wasn't into her when I watched back in like 2014, 15, and I didn't care that she returned. I just haven't cared. I never care about AJ Lee in any of her matches. Like, what I'm saying about this match is Becky Lynch better win. She's not part-time. She's a better wrestler. She's better at promos. She's been here grinding out while AJ Lee's been at home with her dog, is what I'm saying. AJ Lee probably never even deserved to have the IC title on her. I don't know if that's hot take either. I think it probably is, but that's what I stand by. Becky Lynch should be winning this match. And at some extent, I do care if Becky Lynch wins, but I ain't gonna lie, guys. I could turn the TV off and not care. I'll see it on Instagram the next day. I really don't care about AJ Lee. Like, if this was Becky Lynch versus Maxine Dupree, like, it's not that I don't care about the IC title. I care about it. That championship got built last year, and I care about that championship. I just don't care about AJ Lee. Here we go. You got Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's Championship. This build, if we're comparing the two women's titles, right? So let's compare this to Liv and Steph's feud. Rhea and Jade have had a lot more moments, a lot more. It's not as simplistic, I guess. It is simplistic though because it's just heel faction. Rhea has to stop him. Oh, I can't stop them. Let me get Io. Let's stop them together. It's really simplistic as well, but it's just not as good as Liv and Steph. It's not as good. The one thing that's holding me to this is that this is probably one of the most unpredictable matches on the Mania card because you can really make a case for Rhea winning or Jade winning. It can go either way. You can go down either path that you want, and we just don't know what WWE and TKO are going to do. No, but they could really go either way with this. The build just isn't that excited, but I am excited to watch the match. I think they will cook, so I will be giving this an average excitement. I'm excited, but not as much as Liv. That's just about it. I am decently excited. Now you got the Usos and LA Knight versus The Vision and Speed. So now that we're on the topic of celebrities at Mania, between Pat McAfee, Jelly Roll, Speed, and the one rapper that Trick Willie came out with, I'd rather see Speed than any of those guys. I'm not even gonna lie, because Speed, he could do a frog splash on the announce table if he wanted to. You know what I mean? He can do that. Uber athletic, super fast. In terms of anything else, I'm excited to see Speed, but guys, we've been watching LA Knight feud with the Vision for I think like a year now, and the Usos have always been feuding with them. I'm not that drawn to it, honestly. I'm actually, the WB got me. TKO got me, dude. I'm interested in what Speed does in this match. But in terms of everything, it's going in the below average excitement. Like, I could do without this match, but it is nice to see that these guys all got in the card. So I guess I do like this match is on the card. It's just not my most anticipated things for this year's Mania. And now we got the Demon, Finn Balor versus Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Now, this match is going to be good. These are two great in-ring performers, but in terms of how excited I am for it, it's really getting carried by that aspect. Because I feel like a lot of these builds in Mania, I feel as if they could have done a lot more with it. With all of these, honestly, they could have developed these a lot more. In this one especially, there's quite literally 3 whole years of history with the Judgment Day, and they haven't really dwelled on that. Like Randy and Cody, they haven't even had a single, like face-to-face talking. It's just been jumping and team attacks, and hopefully this Raw before Mania, we finally see them dig deep into each other.
What do you mean
right
by
now
that?
it's just like backstage stuff and brawls, like I was saying. I really wish they would get into a lot more, and that would make me more excited for it. And honestly, if they did that, I'd probably have it up here. I'd be super excited. But right now, I know it's gonna be a great match, and the build isn't like horrible. It's not like a terrible build, but it's not one of the best. The worst build of this year is definitely Randy Cody. This match's build sucks. Like, the only reason it's not in I Don't Care is because it's going to be really good in-ring. But yeah, Dom and Finn going to have a great match. It's just that the build-up to it hasn't been the greatest, but I'm still excited. And here we go. It is Drew McIntyre, Jacob Fatu, and an unsanctioned match. Unsanctioned. The last time we got one of those was Sami Zayn KO back in the 2025 edition of Elimination Chamber, and that match banged, and I expect this one to also slap. I was gonna say smack, slap at the same time. Anyways, it's gonna bang. That's what it's gonna do. You got McIntyre, Jacob Fatu. This match is just gonna be just big men slapping meat. You know what I mean? It's gonna be Jacob Fatu adds that fast, like the speed aspect to it. Jacob Fatu also adds the, he can go off top rope and do swantons and moonsaults, while Drew McIntyre is just one big SOB. Shout out to Braun Strowman. But no, McIntyre Fatu, it is going to be one of the best matches on that card. And I'm hesitant to bring it into the I need it now territory, but I'm going to settle on super excited. The build as well has been good. Like, this is a good build. This is like a blood feud, like they want to kill each other. And this unsanctioned match, they're legally allowed to kill each other. I don't know what kind of talking point that is, but you know what I mean. Unsanctioned, no rules. These guys are going to beat the ever-living hell out of each other. And that's all you can wish for in Mania season. It's just destruction and chaos. And speaking of destruction and chaos, the next match we got on the list is the 6-man ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, if we're talking build aspect, the build of this blows. the build of this match blows, all right? It was, Penta just got on the mic and said, there's going to be a ladder match. That's what he said. And then all the qualifying matches were on main event, which nobody watches unless you're just like hardcore WWE. Like, nobody watches main event. But besides the build being bad, this has the potential to be like top 3 all-time ladder matches. It could steal the spot for number 1. I don't know what these 6 men are going to do, because you got Javon Evans, first of all, imagine you've seen what this guy can do off the top rope. Imagine what he can do at the top of a ladder. It's going to be insane. And then you still have Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio being 50, so I don't know how much of this applies to him, but these are high flyers, man. JD McDonough as well can also fly. And then I like that they add Rusev to the card. I like seeing him ever since he came back after Mania last year. I like seeing him on the card as well. And I like how, he just adds that big factor, the guy who's going to throw a ladder at you. And I know the build sucks, but honestly, I can't wait for this match. I need it now. I want to see this thing as soon as possible. Moving on to a night one match. You got Seth Rollins versus Gunther. So, the build to this, kind of random, kind of out of the blue. You had Gunther just randomly kind of show up, choke out Seth. And then the WrestleMania match got announced. But this past Raw, kind of... I gotta sneeze. What was I saying? This past Raw that just came by, it went further in depth of what Gunther's doing. Gunther's protecting Paul Heyman because he wants something out of it, and that's interesting. And Seth Rollins is anybody who stands in the way of him getting him to Paul Heyman, he's gonna destroy. So that's how we got here. And so the build is kind of whatever, honestly. It's really out of the blue. But these are two of the best in-ring performers in today's wrestling. And honestly, do I want to go... How excited am I for this? Because the match is going to bang. Builds... I'm actually super excited for it. I would like to see this one because, like I said, the in-ring is just going to be super good. And that kind of goes for a lot of these, is that the build is... whatever. But the matches on paper, if you look at all these matches, you're like, holy hell, this should be one of the best Manias in history. And Seth and Gunther, I think, are really going to add to that. So I am super excited to see that in a week. We have the 4-way women's tag team title match between the teams of Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair. You got Valkyrie and Bayley. You got the Irresistible Forces, that being Nia Jax and Lash Legend. And you got the Bella Twins making their WrestleMania comeback. They're making their WrestleMania return. That's the word I was looking for. Really, this match intrigues me because I think it's really unpredictable. I could see any of these teams winning, and there's a reason for it. If you want to establish the Irresistible Forces as this more dominant force, give it to them. If you want Alexa and Charlotte to finally have that friendship WrestleMania moment together, that'd be really nice after not seeing Alexa Bliss in front of a WrestleMania live crowd in like 8 years or something. That'd be really nice. It'd also be really nice for Bayley and Valkyria because they're kind of seemed as the tier below the other teams, I feel like, right now. And Bayley's win last week kind of elevated them as well. So you could give it to them to, show that they are a threat, they are a power, and have Bayley get another WrestleMania moment with Lyra Valkyrie as well. Or you want to take it, blast to the past, give it to the Bellas, let them win and have another WrestleMania moment in front of a crowd that knows them. They are Hall of Famers. I think you could go along with any of these, but we're not here for prediction, but I'm just saying that adds to the aspect of excitement to this because I really don't know who's going to win this. In terms of build, the build, once again, has been average. It's an okay build. It's better than some of these. I'm looking at you, Randy, Cody. But yeah, not much to say about this besides it's going to be a great in-ring. I really don't know who's going to win, and the build was average. So I'm feeling an average amount of excitement towards this match. That's all I really got to say for it. Moving on, we have the Night 2 main event. Your world champion, CM Punk, goes one-on-one with Roman Reigns. Now, this one, I'm really excited. Let's just get that away before anything else. I am insanely excited for this match. Ever since the I Hate You promo that was cut back in February, and then there are 2 other promos that got cut as well, I've been super excited for this. But I feel like it's kind of taking a shift now where it's more about, I don't know, one-off comments like, you're old. That one didn't really stick with me as much. Not as much as, the I'm going to bury you next to your father. So that one's that's honestly the reason I'm really excited for this. And then the table segments are really great. You got the Usos involved, which is super good as well. Everything's really good about this feud, honestly. Besides the fact that two of their past segments I feel like haven't hit as hard as the earlier ones, honestly. But this new one, this new segment that just happened this week with CM Punk calling out Roman Reigns, his nepotism, and then also calling out TKO and Pat McAfee, that really turned this feud up. I really feel like I'm teetering on a I need it now and super excited. Honestly, I'm gonna. I am really excited. I really want to see who comes out on top of this. I'm gonna put in the I need it now. I am super excited for this Mania match. I want to see it now, gentlemen. Here we have it. I saved this one for last for a good reason. Brock Lesnar, Oba Femi. Let me tell you guys a story. I first laid my eyes on Oba Femi in 2025, earlier that year. I watched this YouTuber. His name's Santi Zap. He's WWE content. He always made these prediction videos of who will be the next champion. So whenever he talked about Oba Femi being the NXT champion, he would always say like, "Oh, the next person to take it's going to be Optimus Prime or Thanos because nobody could beat this guy." So that's the first time I've heard about Oba Femi. The first time I saw him in the ring was when I was watching SmackDown, and then the build up to the December main event, the John Cena retirement tour, when he faced Cody. Before that, he had a promo with him on SmackDown, and I saw Oba Femi, and I'm like, oh my gosh, holy shit. That's all I had to say. And then he cut a great promo, and that was it. And then his match against Cody, I was like, holy crap, this guy is it. And then you kept seeing the call-up rumors of like, Oba Femi's coming, and that got me more excited. And then, man, his entrance at Royal Rumble, whoo-wee! Gas. I was like, I was starting to get into a strut thing, I was doing the Oba, and then I saw him destroy the Viking Raiders, destroy Kit Wilson, The Miz, Johnny Gargano, and then his match against Rusev. I really loved this match against Rusev. He kind of dominated him the whole time, and it was epic. And then Brock Lesnar comes in the scene asking for an opponent, and the entire wrestling community wanted Oba Femi to answer that. And then that fateful day, that Monday Night Raw, when we saw Brock Lesnar go after Seth Rollins, and we thought that was going to be the WrestleMania match, and we're all like, oh, it's good, but it's not Oba. And then you hear the who, dun, 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 and then we all started going crazy. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I didn't see Oba Femi in NXT, but I've seen all of his appearances on the main roster, and I have to say it, Oba Femi is probably in my top 3 favorite wrestlers right now. And against Brock Lesnar, this is his moment to prove and show the entire world why he is the ruler, and I need this match now. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it, my excitement tier list for the entire WrestleMania 42 match card. If you're watching this, hey, welcome back. Like, sub. I might post more in the future. Who knows? I'm kind of off and on with this. Mostly off. But, hey, whenever I upload, I upload. If you're into wrestling, I like to do more wrestling content. I like talking about this stuff. As you can tell, I've been yapping for like 30 minutes right now. And, yeah, I really like WWE. And, hey, comment what you guys think, maybe. Comment what you guys are excited for this time of year. So that's it. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Jeez. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.